Psalms chapter 16, verse 4. Troubles multiply for those who chase after other gods. I will not take part in their sacrifices of blood, or even speak the names of their gods. Today's question: who or what is your God? Many say there is no God, but whatever you put your trust in, that is your God. And for those of you who say that you are your own God, I really feel sorry for you. You worship a really flawed God. But throughout the history of man, man has always rejected the one true living God and created his own God. And they do terrible, unimaginable things, all in the name of pleasing the God that they worship. In David's day, they had many gods. For example, one in particular was Baal. He was the god of David's enemies, the Philistines. You know, their hero was Goliath. Yeah, those Philistines. Baal was also worshipped by other people groups at that time. And if you wanted to just go ahead and sum up what Baal worshippers were, it can be summed up like this. They were sexually immoral, earth-worshipping, child-sacrificing, evil people. They would sacrifice their children on the altar to Baal in order to gain his favor so that the crops would grow. They were radical environmentalists. Sound familiar? I think they're still around today. And in the times of Israel, Baal and Jehovah had showdowns constantly. Jehovah won every time. But the Israelites didn't quite learn their lessons from all that. They constantly followed after other gods. And by them following after other gods, it only led them down to a road of destruction. They were a people called by God's own name, and they rejected him for gods that were made up in the minds and hearts of man. God made himself known to them in many miraculous ways, and they still chose other gods. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is clearly superior. The other religions required the blood of children to appease their gods. Our God required the blood of his very own son in order to save us and our children. They worship creation. We worship the Creator. Their gods only lead them to death and destruction. Our God leads us only to life and glory. Their God requires sexually immoral lives. Our God requires righteousness and holiness. Their gods require them to die for them. Our God requires that we live for him because he died for us. Our God is clearly superior. Today we live in a world of sexually immoral, earth-worshipping, child-sacrificing fools. Baal worship is alive in the world today. So I ask you one more time, who is your God?